Hey guys, Justin here. I know in a couple previous videos I've talked about how iRating isn't exactly the greatest barometer for skill in iRacing. So today I'm going to show you a tool that I use to stack up my stats against my peers, and you can find it for free in my Discord server, link in the description. Alright, let's get right to it. Alright, so here I am in the Arca Farm Discord server with the iRacing report spot, and we're going to try it out. Let's see what we can get from this. So first I want to show you the laps, and then we get qualifying, and then let's go with the ARCA series, and we'll just do it for this week, but we can do it for all the other weeks. But let's start out for this week, and let's just see who's the best. So it thinks for a little bit, and then you see here, we can see how our qualifying stacks up against the rest of the competition. So I'm actually the second best qual time right now. And you can see here by the graph, it has a trend line of where you kind of are expected to be based on a certain iRating. So let's say that you're a 2000 iRating, but you can run a 30.6 qualifying time. Well, that kind of puts you more towards the 4000 iRating people if you're able to run that. So that gives you a really good visualization of how your qualifying stacks up. And you can do this for every series too. So let's do laps, qualifying, and then we'll do the NASCAR Class C fixed. So we'll take a look at that too. And then you'll see here, we have another, and you see it's usually a very good trend line. Like you can see it really does kind of follow that. It sometimes reads a bit weird towards the ends because of just less data, but anywhere between like 1000 and 7000, it's pretty much tells you pretty much how it is. So you can see there, you can see the best people for this week. And then also, for ARCA specifically, and I'll show you why this doesn't work for many other series, but you can do race average. And so let's do ARCA, race average, and then if you want to look at a specific driver, so let's look up me, highlight, and then I'll put in Justin Yee-J. And so let's see how I'm highlighted here, and it'll show exactly how I'm. Okay, so it looks like I have the 9th fastest race laps right now. Man, we're all pretty darn close. That's pretty good. So you see here, looks like I'm slightly below where I'm supposed to be via the trend line. But let's say that you ran a race average of about 31.7, and as about a 2000, that's pretty expected. But let's say you ran that average as a 4000, that's a little bit worse than expected. And you see there's some outliers here. Usually these are wrecks or something of sorts, a lot of wrecks up here. So really, you want to trend that trend line just a little bit farther down if you want to take into account wrecks and such. So I'm about where I need to be. I mean, I can't complain too much being 9th best right now, but still pretty good. And we'll show you why this doesn't work too well for, say, C-Fixed or any other series with cautions. So let's do laps, race average, C-Fixed. And I did a race here, so let's highlight me again. So you'll see while the ARCA has a very good graph, what the heck is going on here, you know? What are we looking at? So I'm 993rd in average race laps right now, and it's not even close. But what the heck is this graph? Well, this graph takes into account caution laps. So naturally, the races with no cautions are going to have less average race lap. So let's see here, this one specific race, it looks like, had a very few amount of cautions, maybe 0 cautions even. Maybe just 1 caution actually, 24 seconds. That's probably 1 or 2 cautions. But as you go up here, you can kind of see each line, and that represents the amount of cautions really. So I guess I'm not even on this graph, I don't think. Oh yes I am. I'm kind of I'm way up here. Oh, I'm horribly slow. And that's because of all of the caution laps we had, and I had a bunch of laps where I took damage. It looks like I ran the slowest race of anybody, or maybe it just stops counting data up here. I'm not too sure. But that's kind of funny. So this is only going to be so helpful in these races with cautions, but you can still use the caution lap. Oh, you see, James thought it was funny that I looked this up. Well, look, you're 7th right now, James, so you're doing pretty well this week in ARCA. So you can do other things too. So you can do driver, and we'll do me. And then we'll do ARCA as our series. And then we can do it even by season too. I think it's 22S 4 right now. And then if we do it by week, let's just for instance do week 2. Hopefully I put everything in there correctly. And there we go. So on week 2 at the Roval, I gained 133 road Irating by doing 2 races, 2 podiums, 1 0x, 4 laps led. So a lot of cool info here to look at. And Ben White flaming me as usual. Well, joke's on you. You're exposed now for always flaming me, Ben. You can also look up the fastest race lap for the week, or for any week for that matter. And it doesn't help too much because it kind of just tells you who's been blowing their tires really hard in the first few laps. But pretty fun to keep track of if you like keeping track of that. I think you can see I was over a 30.6, it looks like. So wasn't pushing too hard compared to some people. And as you can see, besides Derek, who's just an absolute alien, I think Matthew is also on the list too. A lot of the guys who post really fast laps seem to fall off at the end. So that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of info that you can get from this bot, and it's very fun to use and to keep track of throughout the season. But more importantly, it really gives you an idea of where you stack up against your competition over the course of a week. A lot of applications for this, so drop on by, link in the description for the Discord, and you can try it out yourself. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know if you use any other tools to nerd out on iRacing statistics, because I definitely would be interested. And also make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I hope you have a wonderful day, and hope to see you all on the track.